Nobody sat you down and explained this. Not in school, not your bank. It's not really in their interest for you to understand this too well. So if you've ever stared at a debt that's not getting smaller, no matter what you pay, and felt a little stupid about it, you're not stupid. Nobody gave you the actual explanation. I'm going to give it to you right now. I studied accounting, and the honest truth is this is one of the first things they teach you. Not because it's complicated, but because almost nobody outside the classroom ever gets taught it clearly. No jargon, no assuming you already know anything. By the end, you'll understand exactly why that number moves the way it does. Let's start at the very beginning. Debt just means someone gives you money now, and you promise to give back more later. That's it. That's the whole concept. Why more? Because the person lending you the money wants to be paid for the risk and the wait. That extra amount is called interest. Think of it as a rental fee, except instead of renting an apartment, you're renting money. The amount you originally borrowed has a name too. It's called the principal. So if you borrow $1,000, your principal is $1,000. Whatever extra you pay on top of that, that's the interest. Two words. Principal, what you borrowed. Interest, the extra cost of borrowing it. One thing accounting actually teaches you early on: debt itself isn't the villain here. Businesses use debt on purpose all the time to grow. The real risk is never understanding exactly how the cost of it behaves. So let's make sure you do. Now here's something most people never learn. There isn't just one way to calculate interest. There are two completely different methods, and which one applies to your debt can be the difference between paying it off in 2 years or still struggling with it 5 years from now. The first method is called simple interest. Here's exactly how it works, step by step. Say you borrow $1,000 at a 10% interest rate. Each year, the bank charges interest only on that original $1,000. So every single year, you owe exactly $100 in interest. Year 1, $100. Year 2, another $100. Year 3, another $100. It never changes because it's always calculated on that same original $1,000. After 3 years, you'd owe $1,300 total. Simple, flat, predictable. This is simple interest. And the good news is, almost no credit card in America works this way. The bad news is coming next. This second method is called compound interest, and if you carry a credit card balance, this is the one actually running your life right now. Here's the one difference, and it's a big one. With compound interest, the bank doesn't just charge interest on your original $1,000. It charges interest on your original $1,000 plus whatever interest already piled up from before. Let's slow down and walk through it. Year 1. Same as before, you owe $100 in interest. Now you owe $1,100 total. But here's where it changes. Year 2, the bank doesn't calculate interest on $1,000 anymore. It calculates interest on $1,100. So your interest charge in year 2 isn't $100, it's $110. You're now paying interest on your old interest. Picture a snowball rolling down a hill. At the top, it's small and picks up snow slowly. But as it gets bigger, it has more surface area to grab even more snow, so it grows faster and faster the longer it rolls. That's exactly what your debt does under compound interest. The longer it sits, the faster it grows, because it's not just growing from your original amount anymore, it's growing from itself. Small technical note, but it matters. This is the exact same math accountants use to calculate how savings or investments grow over time. It's the same formula, it just feels completely different depending on which side of it you're standing on. Growing your savings, it's the best thing in finance. Growing your debt, it's the thing working against you. And here's the part that should genuinely bother you. Almost all consumer debt in the U.S., credit cards, most personal loans, works on compound interest, not the simple, flat kind. The system is quietly built so that debt left sitting gets heavier on its own. Let's put this on a real number so it actually sinks in. Say you have $5,000 in credit card debt at a 22% interest rate, pretty standard for U.S. credit cards in 2026. And let's say, hypothetically, you make 0 payments at all. After year 1, about $6,100. That's roughly $1,100 in interest added on top of your original $5,000. After year 3, about $9,080. Notice that's not 3 times $1,100. It's more than that because each year's interest was calculated on a bigger and bigger number. That's the snowball effect from before actually happening with real dollars. After year 5, about $13,500, almost 3 times your original debt. And you didn't spend one extra dollar to get there. The debt did that completely on its own.
One more thing that makes this even faster in real life, most credit cards don't even wait a full year to compound. They do it daily or monthly, which means the real growth on an actual credit card is even quicker than this simplified yearly example shows you. This is exactly why minimum payments can feel like you're getting nowhere. If your monthly payment barely covers what piled up that month, the actual debt underneath, the part working against you, hasn't really moved at all. I want to be really clear about something. That's not you failing at money. That's the math working exactly the way it's designed to work. The only real difference between people who escape this and people who don't is whether someone ever sat down and explained how it actually works. Now you have. So, 2 quick things before you go. First, go look up the interest rate on every single thing you owe, every card, every loan. That number tells you exactly how fast it's working against you, and you can't do anything about a number you've never actually looked at. Second, next video I'm covering 2 real strategies people use to actually beat this. They're called snowball and avalanche. One feels better psychologically, one saves you more actual money. I'll walk through the real math so you can decide which one fits you, not just which one's more popular online. One more thing. Drop a comment and tell me, what's the one debt question you've always been a little embarrassed to ask out loud? I'm reading every single one, and they might become the next video. If this made debt make a little more sense to you, that's literally the whole point of this channel. Subscribe if you want someone walking through this stuff with you, one piece at a time.